Welcome to a short English video about quality management, total quality management, standards, norms. This is kind of a teaser that I want to record with Rita. Hi, Rita.
Hi, guys.
We just finished probably an hour-long or a little longer video where we were presenting in detail our quality management solution that we're using for Handbooks and for all other sorts of auditing processes that you may want to do in Atlassian Confluence. And at the time of this recording, we don't know how big our international customer base is that wants to see that. So this is kind of a teaser video to show you what's in it. We'll put a link to the German version so that you can see at least the German video. If you don't speak any German, you can at least see the screen and what we're doing there. If you're interested in that, please contact us. Then we can add subtitles to the German video. And we can also give you an English presentation and move on with our English presentation. Basically, the German video was created the same way, right? We had more and more customers asking us for demos, and we thought, oh, we need to do a video. So this is our first iteration. Reda will show us some screens on his machine, basically talking about what we're presenting. It's Confluence and let's say 5 plugins that are available on the Atlassian Marketplace. And then your configuration magic that created all of that.
Yeah, right? Configuration and conceptual stuff. So depending on the requirements and that's it. Right?
Core plugins are Draw.io, Kamala Workflows, scaffolding,
yeah, and
a couple of minor ones. Okay, so your turn. Be quick.
Okay. I'll give you a short introduction.
And it's German, right? So we're talking in English, but the surface at this point is in German.
So what you see here is actually everything in German, but the things which are important when it comes to having an overview about my quality management-driven documents are the process overview for my production lines, for example. So I can see what kind of process steps and transitions I do have for my production lines. I can provide lots of different process maps for my employees.
So those were different process lines, right?
Right.
All linked.
Right. So this one was a process line for production line A, and this one is a process line for production line B. And you see the difference. There are some elements which are linked to some specific pages, which gives you controlling overview and interaction overview directly to this production line and its process, right? So what I do now is I click on the first one, and I get a standard space overview. And from here on, I can search for quality management documents which are in process in here. I can see who is contributing in here. I can see the last updates. And of course, if I'm part of the editor group of the quality management group, I can create new process documents or work documents, right?
Something that we will not be able to show in depth here is that Reda has combined Kamala workflows to create different workflows depending on the production line, the department, the people involved. So normally in Kamala workflows, you can say every document in this space should have this workflow, or I'm manually assigning this workflow. And here we have some plausibility checks, and then assign by default mandatory some standards. What's also pretty interesting is he's created an escalation element in those workflows so that if you don't approve a document, or if it's in review because it's old, like 12 months or whatever, and you don't act, then you get a reminder, you get another email, someone else gets an email, and then the amount of people is expanded so that not only you, the approver, can approve the document, but as this is an escalation, now 10 more people can escalate. And then you built a library of things that could be elements of a standard operating procedure, and like a hammer. And if you choose that, then a picture of this hammer and a link to the page will appear. That was pretty fancy.
So they call it standardized objects, which are actually part of every kind of document you use, especially for documents which are specific for these case production lines, for example. But you can use this kind of standardized object, we call it asset management, in Confluence, to build standardized objects for any kind of document, for any kind of use case you have. Right?
And also in the German video, what you would be able to see is that, for example, we had a use case where you had to archive a document right now because, I don't know, whatever, the object used in that was creating some danger. And then you also automatically changed the access rights of this document, so no one would be able to change it or to see it, apart from some predefined set. So a pretty interesting combination of Kamala workflows, rights management, standard features in Confluence, limitations introduced by scaffolding. Pretty interesting content. If you think this is worth your time, please put a comment below, contact us, and tell us. We're happy to give you an individual demo, and we're also happy to do a full recording in English if the demand is there. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.